One Zambia, One Nation. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's edition of ZANIS News. We take a look at the headlines in the news tonight. President Hichilema confers with Wapula chiefs. Zambia commemorates World Drug Day. Government urges SMEs to take advantage of the debt restructuring deal. And in sports, Ibenga girls hold golf tournament to fundraise for Modern Kitchen. With the news in detail, I'm Sarah Miti. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for concerted efforts between governments, the traditional leaders, among other stakeholders, to quickly resolve the development of Kalungwishi Hydropower Station in Wapula Province. President Hichilema said there's need for a clear direction over the construction of the Kalungwishi Hydropower project. Speaking when he met some traditional leaders from Wapula Province at State House, President Hichilema said there's need for a quick conclusion over the project as it confirms the government's desire for economic reconstruction. Meanwhile, the president warned the involved ministries, institutions, and other stakeholders to stop having side discussions and different interests on the matter, saying that it is high time everyone worked together for a mutual benefit. President Hichilema further directed the Minister of Energy, Peter Kapala, to also set up a meeting over the Lufubu Hydropower Company to unlock the project's potential. And Mr. Kapala expressed confidence that the meeting will yield the much-needed result, saying that the project has dragged for a long time. Among the traditional leaders included House of Chiefs Chairperson, Chief Chisunka, Senior Chief Nkola, who also represented Paramount Chief Chitimukulu, Mwata Kazembe, who was represented by Prince Kazagambayo, Chief Mushota, and Chief Mporokoso.
The energy sector, Your Royal Highnesses, sits as a critical sector in this jigsaw puzzle. And in there, we are clear, we want energy sufficiency and surplus. Very simple. More importantly, green energy. And Kalungwishi sits in that space to allow us to, my dear colleagues from Wapula Hydro, and us this side, the Ministry is ESCO, we're one. We're not enemies, we're one. We must share this agenda. We must ensure that Kalungwishi is developed yesterday. Kalungwishi adds on to this objective of achieving sufficiency and surplus in energy. We shouldn't be talking about load shedding in this country. I mean, we have another one. What is that one? Lufubu. Please call a meeting for Lufubu. The president's time and mood now is to unlock projects, to get transactions, to get projects going. That's the president's state of mind. And that must be your state of mind, all of us here. We're in a hurry. So Lufubu, we must get it onto the table. If possible this week, let's get it going. So that my colleagues in Wapula don't see that we are pushing them. No, we are pushing progress. These traditional leaders want to see activity. We can't process manganese in Mansa because we don't have enough energy. That's why you see, Your Royal Highnesses, manganese is mined in Wapula and is transported to Serenji. That's the reason. Damaging our roads, taking jobs away from Mansa, from Chelenge, taking them to Serenji. That's the reason. Because we are sitting on this resource. In
Wapula Province, Mwasawombe District Disaster Management Officer Eustace Chifumbano has implored fishermen and water transporters to refrain from overloading their canoes. Mr. Chifumbano made the call during the sensitization meeting for water transporters and fishermen on the safety measures when using water transportation. Here's a report by Lewis Changwe.
Fishing is one of the economic activities for the people of Mwansagombwe district in Wapula province. This activity requires fishermen and transporters to use water transport on daily basis to access the fish on the Wapula River. In order to prevent water-related deaths, the district disaster management team has since started carrying out sensitization meetings on safety measures.
Through DMMU, we have been carrying out awareness and community engagement regarding the same cases of overloading of canoes and boat by the water transporters as well as the fishermen. And through our campaigns as well as awareness to educate them that they should minimize as well as to the normal capacity of loading the canoes and boat, as well as to avoid use of alcohol.
The water transporters also mentioned other vices that contribute to water accidents.
Turasanga bota ingitayaronga bwino bararongesha. So edi ngiri ni abantu kuchina basenda baliteni mulino obunga inkuni. So chachita pera amasanso.
System ya bafye kuno kulwapula abengi balitemu okuya n'obwalwa pamana. So ichona chena tulakwata ama accident.
Bamu abanensu imisendere basenda tabasenda bwino. Barachisha mu kipimo. Kuti boti iri nono barongesha mu abantu abengi.
Lewis Changwe, ZANIS, Mwansabombwe.
In agriculture news, Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has challenged farmers in the province to diversify and consider taking farming as a business. Mr. Mwanakampwe says farmers should diversify into non-traditional enterprises such as fish farming and honey production and start adding value to their agricultural produce in order to maximize profit. He said this when he officiated at the 27th edition of the Kapimposhi District Agriculture and Commercial Show under the theme Inclusive Economic Transformation. More in the following report.
Limited access to funding remain one of the major challenges for many smallholder farmers and agricultural-based enterprises to diversify and add value to their produce for profit maximization. Government is now calling on farmers to take advantage of its various funding facilities to enhance their productivity and actualize farming as a business. Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has made this call at the 27th Kaprimposhi District Agricultural and Commercial Show.
In order to enhance inclusive economic transformation, the government of the Republic of Zambia, under the leadership of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, has come up with a deliberate policy that aims at increasing participation in the small and medium enterprises in the economy. This has been done through various financial facilities that have been put in place and are readily available for small and medium entrepreneurs, such as Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission, Constituency Development Fund, Trade Finance Loans, and Marketeer Booster Loans, among many others.
So what I'm encouraging you as farmers, youth and the elderly, please make use of these facilities which the President has given, so that we change our lifestyle.
For farmers, the call to diversify and value addition to crops is timely.
Timu ya diserela ndapakweba tufedo ukondenka nyobulimi ifiri mwa ifya pusana natulingira okulani efintu semu balaut nangu semu ifiri mwa fimofi inefi takuba nokuchura muri fintu ngo bafikondenganya fyonse takuba kuchapando walafu nyokuteni wabika pa mukumu wala kwatamo. The 27th Kaprimposhi District Agricultural and Commercial Show was held under the theme Inclusive Economic Transformation. Carlos Munda, ZANIS, Kaprimposhi.
Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbo says government is committed to the fight against drug abuse and trafficking as the vice hinders economic development. Mr. Mwimbo said government recognizes that drugs, substances and alcohol abuse has the potential to destabilize the internal security, peace and economic development. And Mr. Mwimbo, however, disclosed that government remains committed to the construction of a national rehabilitation center to offer psychiatric services to drug abuse victims. He was speaking at the commemoration of the 2023 World Drug Day, where he reiterated government's commitment to have a Zambia free of drugs. And Drug Enforcement Commission DEC Director General Nelson Banda has commended government for putting up a spirited fight in addressing drug abuse and trafficking problems. Meanwhile, the United Nations Country Resident Coordinator Beatrice Mutali said data shows that Zambia has over 26,000 people injecting drugs, adding that the UN system is committed to helping the Zambian government in its journey to fight drug abuse and trafficking.
As government of the Republic of Zambia, this day is of great importance.
because it recognizes that drug substances and alcohol abuse affect not only the individual user, but also has the potential to destabilize the internal security, peace, and socio-economic development of our nation. I would urge you, Director General and your officers, to take particular attention. You may also have noticed that the infamous junkies, as they are terrorizing our residents, they have in their custody these energy drinks, which they are using as stimulants, apart from the usual drugs, as they attack our residents.
I also wish to mention, Honourable Minister, that we are alive as a commission to the problems that are arising in the communities as a result of drug trafficking. We are aware that in some of the compounds in Lusaka, the criminals can proudly stand on a hill and say, this is a no-go area for law enforcement officers. I think we are aware of what is happening in Chibolia, for example, and I want to assure you, Honourable Minister, that my commission is going to curb that problem. We are not going to sit back. We'll get back using different strategies. Where we have those that do not want to listen, we'll put them where they're supposed to be.
There's need for law enforcement responses to keep pace with agile criminal business models and the proliferation of cheap synthetic drugs that are easy to bring to the market. We need to work together to reach those who are most difficult to reach, including people facing stigma and discrimination. For Africa, there's need for collective continental response.
Still ahead in the news, DEC arrests 113 persons for drug-related offenses in the first quarter of 2023. We now take a break.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale
on Thursday at 18:30 hours
on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds.
Catch ZANIS TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, ZANIS TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, ZANIS, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you and the public, we work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch ZANIS TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back, and still on drugs. The Drug Enforcement Commission in Southern Province arrested 113 persons for drug-related offenses in the first quarter of 2023. Speaking during the Southern Province World Anti-Drug Day commemoration in Choma today, Drug Enforcement Commission Acting Regional Commander Timothy Mulele said the commission arrested 99 male adults, 10 female adults, and 4 male juveniles. And Southern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Yolanta Malunga says government is concerned with the escalating levels of drug abuse among young people and has since called for increased awareness on the dangers of the vice. Details in the following report.
Drug and alcohol abuse have remained the leading cause of juvenile delinquency affecting society. In Southern Province, the Drug Enforcement Commission arrested over 100 people, mostly the young, for various drug-related offences. As the province joined the rest of the country in commemorating World Anti-Drug Day, the commission as a starting point.
Here in Southern Province, only from January to May, the Commission arrested 113 persons, 99 male adults, 10 female adults, and 4 male juveniles to individuals, parents, families, communities, and the corporate world as a whole present here to begin to address children and youth challenges of drug and substance abuse by supporting this noble fight.
For Southern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Yolanta Malunga, a multi-sectoral approach to fight drug abuse must be supported.
To effectively tackle the challenge of drug and substance abuse among youth, we must embrace an approach that encompasses advocacy, collaboration, and prevention. Advocacy serves as a powerful tool to raise awareness, challenge misconceptions, and mobilize communities. Through advocacy, we can educate the public about the dangers of drug abuse and promote a culture of prevention, treatment, and support. Together, we can apply our voices and ensure no one remains ignorant or indifferent to this pressing issue.
Some one-time drug abusers who have reformed after undergoing counseling shared their experiences.
Ine ninalemba get 12 at the end na bwana Feru kamanje. Chifukwa cha mmoba nezikamba kunyumba ati tina ma practicals kansi kulibe. So kuli imwe bana ba school. Mpempako musiye kumwa moba. This is the time to study, concentrate on school than doing other things. You are just wasting your time. You are destroying your future. If you continue with this kind of behavior, you are not going anywhere, trust me.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary also took time to tour exhibition stands to appreciate various efforts organizations are making to stop drug abuse. Kalunga Msonda, ZANIS News, Choma District, Southern Province.
In Northwestern Province, over 1,500 students are being equipped with various skills at Solwezi Trades Training Institute under the Skills Development of the Expanded Constituency Development Fund CDF component. Institute Principal Ethel Mbewe is happy that the expanded CDF has created an opportunity for young people to acquire various skills that will sustain their livelihoods. And Northwestern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Tredson Mulofwa has challenged the young people who are acquiring the skills to create employment for themselves. Here's a report.
These are part of the over 1,500 students who are training in various skills at Solwezi Trades Training Institute under the Skills Development component of the Expanded Constituency Development Fund, CDF. The students who are in their first and second years of study are receiving skills in metal fabrication, automotive engineering, and general hospitality, among others. Ethel Mbewe is the institute principal.
When CDF came, people thought it was a challenge. To me, it was an opportunity because I know that these communities where we had children moving around doing nothing, today they have an opportunity to get a skill and empower themselves. I think even the issues of theft, if we were to engage the police, they'll tell you to say that the crime rate has gone down because almost everyone has something to do. When we look at Solwezi Trades, we're not only considering those who have attended maybe up to grade 12. Today we're saying even those who have never been into school, they're able to get a skill and they're using it.
Some beneficiaries are happy that the government has enabled them to acquire the skills.
We say thank you for your art, for your support us. It's not easy. When you see the past, we have the road of government, different government, but we didn't have this opportunity for us to be at school.
And Northwestern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Tredson Mulofwa has called on the beneficiaries to fully utilize their skills.
Our word to these students is that the moment they graduate from the skills that they are acquiring from the institution, they shouldn't be queuing for some jobs. No. They have to be entrepreneur now. They have to be working for themselves. Instead of queuing, let them also now be the employers of others.
For ZANIS, I am Onishas Mamba in Solowezi District, Northwestern Province.
Government has urged small and medium enterprises, SMEs, to take advantage of the recently clinched $6.3 billion United States dollars foreign debt restructuring deal. Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Elias Mobanga, says SMEs stand to benefit from the improvement of the economy emanating from the debt restructuring. Speaking in Lusaka today, during the launch of the capacity building booklet for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise MSMEs Association in Zambia, the minister hailed SMEs as being critical to the country's economic development and business sustainability. And Mr. Mubanga said the booklet will help address some of the challenges faced by the associations and SMEs alike. Speaking at the same event, Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Permanent Secretary Mutelo Subeta said the document was developed by the ministry in an effort to bridge the knowledge and information gap among MSMEs and cooperatives. Meanwhile, Business Development Service Providers Association of Zambia Vice President Jongo Shibawe commended government for developing the document, saying it will greatly assist SMEs.
My permanent secretary spoke about what happened just a few days ago, where our debt is being structured. This is the time for you now, leaders, captains of industry, to plan, to come up now. Because now we've got a way as Zambia to development.
The ministry is on the trajectory of developing measures and strategies of executing its mandate and meet the expectations and aspirations of the people.
The efforts by our government will not be in vain. It is therefore expected that as associations, we will utilize the guidelines provided in this booklet as tools to further develop specific capacity building programs within our associations in order to assist in the implementation of the MSME policies and fully participate in government programs in fostering social and economic development.
And that item brings us to our second break. We have more stories still to come after the break. Please stay tuned.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale
on Thursday at 18:30 hours
on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds.
Catch ZANIS TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, ZANIS TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, ZANIS, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you and the public, we work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch ZANIS TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. Union Baptist Church of Zambia President Reverend Rodwo Chinyakasa has commended government for the successful debt restructuring deal, which is going to improve the economic landscape of the country. Reverend Chinyakasa said the church and the government will continue to work side by side for the betterment of all citizens. The clergy was speaking when Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo visited the Union Baptist Church in Kaloloshi. Details in the following report.
With about 205 churches around the country, the Union Baptist Church, through moral teachings, have contributed to the social growth of the nation. The church is also happy with government's successful negotiations for debt restructuring, which will give the country some form of economic growth.
We also recognize, Honorable Minister, the debt restructuring which has just happened. It has excited us as a Zambian people. We're so glad. We need to appreciate the efforts that government is putting in.
Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo, who graced the celebration of the life and remarkable work of Pastor Ndelemeti Allen, reaffirmed government's commitment to work with the church.
I therefore encourage the church to take advantage of these developmental opportunities and form cooperatives that benefit together as one. Brethren, the New Dawn government shall remain resolute to its commitment to the people of Zambia. Under the leadership of Pastor Ndelemeti, the church has ambitious plans of completing the construction of the house of God, drilling a bore, erecting orphans, construction of a modern abortion block. To this end, I can only urge you all to generously contribute and help bring the said plans to life according to the will of God.
Pastor Ndelemeti Allen thanked government and congregants for celebrating his life and later prayed for the nation.
May God greatly give you peace. Praise Zambia as a Christian nation. May God bless the old government under the leadership of His Excellency Akainde Ichilema. I thank you all.
Government has encouraged the church to continue working together in unity of purpose. Mary Chola for ZANIS in Kalulushi District.
Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri has assured that the recently clinched loan restructuring deal by government will positively impact the cost of living in the country. Mr. Piri is hopeful that the deal would reduce the cost of living, as government will now have the capacity to mobilize sufficient resources towards socio-economic development. The minister said this in response to concerns about the perceived high cost of living in the country raised by Father Msipu Piri, Auxiliary Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Chipata, when he addressed congregants in Vubi District of Eastern Province yesterday. But Mr. Piri emphasized to members of the church in Vubi that government is on the right track in its economic transformation agenda, adding that with the debt restructuring agreement, the country's economic outlook is now positive. Earlier, Bishop Piri and Chief Pemba Moyo raised concern about economic hardships faced by the ordinary people and the poor state of road infrastructure, particularly the Chipata-Vubi Road. The bishop was in Vubi district for his first mass after being ordained in February this year, and Eastern Province Minister had been invited to grace the occasion. Meanwhile, Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mutati has called on Zambians to continue upholding cultural values and tradition to maintain national identity. He says a country without cultural heritage is vulnerable to be colonized by other cultures. Southern Province Permanent Secretary Namani Monze read a speech on behalf of the minister at the 2023 Luanza Traditional Ceremony fundraising braai in Choma. Details in the following report by Mike Munkombwe.
Preparations for the forthcoming Luanza traditional ceremony of the Lundwe people of Chief Hamsonde in Monze district have slowly started. The Lundwe people celebrate their ancestral spirits, whom they believe they live on in the magically created Luanza River. But for government, upholding cultural heritage and tradition is what is important for national identity.
Said that a country that does not honor its cultural heritage has no identity and stands to be colonized by other cultures. Time has come when we need to face the reality and stand with it as regards to upholding and promoting our cultural values and traditional ceremonies, such as Luanza traditional ceremony. The chiefdom of His Royal Highness Chief Hamsonde is as important to government as any other chiefdom in the country.
During the fundraising braai for the 2023 Luanza traditional ceremony, chairperson for the organizing committee announced the dates for this year's ceremony.
The ceremony will take place from 11th up to 13th, and every Zambian is invited.
Come to the Luanza ceremony and see it for yourself. If we say to the animals, dance, they dance.
Amugabole nonse obwabuli ihiyo inji alimi ihiyo itali ya kusobana mutagalo binamunka obukampinga atwende twabukampibo anto omwe tugasobane ibana tugabatolere gaba ya makaucha bana ejo kintu kigando in life.
Mike Munkombwe, ZANIS, in Choma district, Southern Province.
We take our final break and we have more stories when we return. Join us on the other side.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale
on Thursday at 18:30 hours
on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds.
Catch ZANIS TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, ZANIS TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, ZANIS, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, we work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch ZANIS TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. ZANIS TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. And back in the Copperbelt province, Provincial Minister Elisha Matambo has called for more youth engagement in the fight against corruption, as it is an evil that impairs all sectors of the economy and affects the well-being of people. Mr. Matambo said this during this year's Copperbelt Province Anti-Corruption Commission of Zambia Youth Festival in Ndola. Details in this report.
The Anti-Corruption Commission of Zambia Youth Festival on the Copperbelt Province has officially opened in Ndola to give chance to young people to take a lead in the fight against corruption, and 56 schools are participating in debate, public speaking, essay writing, drama, art and sketches. Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo addressed the young ones and that the event is important in the eradication of corruption.
To tap into the energy storehouse of the young people to spread anti-corruption message. I implore you distinguished participants to embrace technology, especially the various social media platforms, to denounce dishonest behaviors and create network that will thwart the conspiracies of corrupt people.
Anti-Corruption Commission of Zambia Commissioner is happy that the young people have fresh ideas in the fight against corruption.
Let me hasten to say that the Ministry of Education plays a vital role in this crusade against corruption because of the fundamental duty of imparting knowledge and good moral values to our learners. The values of integrity imparted in the young people today will help shape who they become tomorrow. I therefore urge all the participating schools and learners to feel free to interact and learn from one another.
Anti-Corruption Commission of Zambia Director General notes that the education being imparted to young ones will build a corrupt-free society.
These measures and activities, such as this youth festival, are important to the fight against corruption because they provide a platform for engaging learners on issues of corruption and its devastating effects on society. It is envisaged that conversations on corruption with learners will help prevent corruption now and in the future.
The Copperbelt Province Youth Festival, whose theme is Young People Against Corruption, will end on 30th June, at which the winners for all the participating schools in debate, public speaking and other categories will be announced. Tovini Ngombe, ZANIS, Ndola.
Finally, in sports news, Ibenga Girls Secondary School alumni is looking for 1 million kwacha to build an ultra-modern kitchen facility to aid in the preparation of meals at the school. Audrey Kalenga reports that yesterday the alumni held a fundraising golf tournament at Lusaka Golf Club where 65 companies came on board to support the venture. Mpongwe Member of Parliament Gregory Ngowani graced the occasion.
Ibenga Girls Secondary School alumni over the weekend hosted a fundraising golf tournament. The former pupils wants to appreciate the school for the education they received by building an ultra-modern kitchen equipped with modern fittings to help resolve some of the many challenges faced by the school. Both Mpongwe Member of Parliament Gregory Ngowani and Ibenga Girls headmistress graced the tournament and expressed gratitude to the alumni for this gesture.
As a Member of Parliament for Mpongwe constituency, I'm grateful for the good will that all the sponsors have shown toward helping upgrade the school's kitchen into an ultra-modern facility. You have done a commendable job that will go a long way in making it easier for the school to provide quality meals for the pupils.
Very grateful for the overwhelming support that we have seen here
from the Ibenga Alumni Association first, but also from the sponsors who have come through to make this event a success.
Matilda Achiume is treasurer for the Alumni Lusaka chapter and now shares what binds and motivates them to stay strong as former pupils of Ibenga girls.
What a good education from the school. And I personally am passionate about Ibenga because in my family we were 4 girls and we all went to Ibenga. We got the best education and we are in the places that we are in because of Ibenga. We got disciplined, we got everything from Ibenga with tools to be in the world. So there's no way we can support a school that put us where we are. So we want also the school to have a modern kitchen. That's a way of saying thank you.
In Zambia, and it produces high-class students. She said there were 4. I have 2 sisters. They all went there, and my cousins. So 4 of us, and it has 100% pass rate.
65 corporate entities, among them ShopRite, FNB, Coca-Cola, also came on board to support the tournament.
My colleague has put it, we had an awesome day on the pitch. We're privileged to help build Ibenga Girls' kitchen. I think that's one of the core responsibilities of Thor as well, is corporate social responsibilities.
Audrey Kalenga, ZANIS Sports, Lusaka.
As we end the news, a reminder of the top stories. President Hichilema confers with Wakula chiefs. Zambia commemorates World Drug Day. Government urges SMEs to take advantage of the debt restructuring deal. And in sports, Ibenga girls hold golf tournaments to fundraise for modern kitchen. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Sarah Miti. Have a pleasant evening.